Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in. And let's start with this tweet here from Brad Garlinghouse. So I'm sure that by now you've seen the market report on XRP as well as Ripple. We do see below 50%, a huge milestone. For 10 years, Ripple has focused on using XRP and the XRP ledger within our products for its speed, security, and scalability for movement of value. As more customers use XRP in their payment flows, it's clear there is real utility here. And we do see XRP Crow quoting this down here. And here we have the actual markets report. So we do see in the latest XRP markets report, we discussed Ripple's XRP holdings now less than 50% of the total supply, the state of global crypto regulation, macroeconomic moves, and on-demand liquidity continued domination. And here we have the full-on market report. So notable takeaways: XRP holdings are now below 50% of the total outstanding supply for the first time. On-demand liquidity went live in Brazil, a key market in Latin, and total XRP sales by Ripple net of purchases were about 310 million versus about almost 409 million the previous quarter. And then we do see the key highlights here. So first off, let's just talk about how huge of a moment this is. This is the first time ever, a historical moment for XRP, where less than 50% of the supply is now held by Ripple. This is absolutely crazy. So when we look at this, it means that we are seeing a lot more adoption of XRP. We're seeing a lot more of the supply being moved around, especially within the on-demand liquidity corridors. I think that this is awesome. And they do talk about the macroeconomic viewpoints around the U.S. Fed, all that kind of stuff, especially within like the FX markets. For an example, the U.S. dollar remains strong against all other paired assets, with the U.S. dollar index climbing above 114, a level not seen since 2002. This has been the primary contributor to the tepid price action across crypto and the FX markets. They do mention all of the other ones. That said, crypto markets showed signs of resilience by outperforming asset classes such as equities, bonds, and FX. Over Q3, Bitcoin outperformed the S&P 500. Then they go on to mention a lot more around crypto as well as XRP and Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, they really kind of just talk about how crypto has been outperforming most of equities, as well as even, really kind of remaining strong with what is happening around the world. We also do see them breaking down a few other markets up here, and they even do mention Ethereum as well in terms of tokenomics of Ethereum and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that this is an incredible highlight around what's happening within crypto. We do see global regulations moving pretty quick, focused on some key issues, which they do mention in terms of illicit activity in the digital asset space, potential U.S. central bank digital currency and stablecoin regulation. These guidelines follow an executive order issued in March of this year calling on federal agencies to examine the risks and benefits of cryptocurrencies. The SEC is continuing its game of regulation by enforcement while still not providing any clarity to the crypto industry, which I do think that will change. And we even seen Europe really kind of move forward as well in terms of their MiCA bill. A lot of this stuff is moving pretty quick, so it's very exciting. And they do go on to mention a lot more happening around crypto. Here you guys have the full-on summary behind the XRP sales. You can see Q2 versus Q3 here. In terms of on-demand liquidity related sales, there has been a substantial amount. You can see the total purchases as well, net sales, global XRP volume. The volume is still around a nice level, has dropped slightly, but nothing too crazy. But we have seen a lot of selling of XRP in terms of the on-demand liquidity market, which is also very exciting. It means that there's going to be a lot more volume as well as adoption of XRP, which is always exciting to see. And we do see even tokenization in terms of carbon credits on the XRP ledger. So incredible market report. Obviously, I'm not going to go too in depth on this and spend the entire video, but it is still very exciting and a historical moment if you are an XRP holder to finally see Ripple in terms of their holdings drop below 50% for the first time ever. Things are moving extremely fast within this area, and we even do see over here from Digital Asset Investor quoting another area from the markets report. Certain wallets that are being used for XRP sales also provide short-term leases to market makers and participants. The total amount of leases outstanding in Q3 2022 was 91.1 million XRP. This is what I want to do with my XRP. And yeah, this is what I also want to do. I want to lease my XRP. I don't want to sell it. And this is also a big thing, by the way. You technically don't need to sell your XRP. This is huge. If this becomes a thing where you could earn residual income while leasing your crypto assets, that's going to be a game changer. You got to remember that I've talked about this as well in previous videos where we were talking about the adoption of XRP being so great to the point where you could technically lease XRP if the supply or the demand is high enough that the supply is just not cutting it. But we need to understand what's going to happen with this. We need to understand a few things around this. Is this going to be an opportunity for us? Who knows? But this is going to be very exciting if that is the case. A lot of people have speculated that Flare will allow us to do this. And again, this is something to look into, because if that is the case, I will never sell my XRP. And also, talking about XRP and talking about the value of XRP and all that kind of stuff, we do see over here from Eleanor Tourette, breaking another 2 amicus briefs in support of Ripple granted by Judge Torres. J_SpendyBits interview this weekend. And yeah, if you guys did miss it, we did see that Judge Torres granted leave to ICANN and as well as spend the bits to file amicus briefs. This is awesome with the, of course, November 2nd deadline. This is incredible. So we are seeing a lot more support for Ripple during this entire lawsuit. Also, with this, we did see a few other breakdowns, or I should say bombshells being released. So this is from Forbes. We do see the SEC Gov is stretching the bounds of the Howey test in the Ripple case to maximize its regulatory power, not to protect investors. And I thought this was a huge headline. This is coming from Forbes, by the way, which is not necessarily, this is not necessarily seen all the time from Forbes. They usually have a one-sided mindset. And I thought this was very interesting. And you know what? I've been seeing a lot of shots being fired at Gary as well from even Hester. So Hester Pierce, who is an SEC commissioner, basically said what they are doing at the SEC is a joke, as you guys do see here. Gary Gensler has been being ousted by staff of the SEC. We have been seeing shots fired by the media. We are seeing a huge community of retail investors that they sought out to protect, going against everything that the SEC has done up to now. And this is incredible to see. All of this pressure is piling up, in my opinion. I do believe that the SEC at some point in time will just say, okay, enough is enough. Let's give clarity to XRP. Let's, possibly give a fine to Ripple for them to pay, and let's be on our way. Because at this point, I just don't see how the SEC wins at all. And I've mentioned this time and time again on this channel. Now, the good thing about that, the biggest thing about that, is what Ripple has been doing recently. So we do see over here from Mr. Whale, Justin, Ripple has been buying XRP for the last few months on OTC market. And here you guys have from XRP Bush _XRP over on Twitter. Ripple buying back XRP on secondary market. Ripple expanding beyond cross-border into treasury flows bulk payments. I don't think most people realize how fast and how high the price of XRP will be after settlement. And honestly, I think that the settlement has always been a big launch pad for XRP to fuel up and go on this massive tear. I've always said that this is going to be a big catalyst event. Now, of course, is the settlement going to be the big thing that changes the price of XRP? No. I think that the after effects of the settlement, things that will domino into effect after the settlement, is going to highly complement the price action of XRP. And we do see down here, here's a few updates around this. So Ripple has been a buyer of XRP, secondary market, expects to continue to undertake purchases at future market prices, as on-demand liquidity continues to gain global momentum. Total sales by Ripple, net of purchases, ended the quarter at about 0.47% of global XRP volume, according to Crypto Compare top tier volumes. And by the way, here you guys have those leases down here, which is something special. And then over here, we do have Q2 2022 was a record quarter for on-demand liquidity as volume grew considerably with 9x year-over-year growth. Customers continue to expand the use of on-demand liquidity for use cases beyond traditional remittances or individual payments, with treasury flows and bulk payments accounting for more volume on the network. And down here we do see last quarter total XRP sales by Ripple net of purchases were about 408.9 million versus 273.27 million the previous quarter. Ripple has continued to engage in sales solely related to on-demand liquidity, and these volumes have ramped up substantially as Ripple's on-demand liquidity business expanded globally. So yeah, Um, in my opinion, yeah, this is pretty huge. In fact, when we look at this, first off, I want to mention a few things. On-demand liquidity purchases have been the biggest reason for a lot of the sales by Ripple. So they are all utility-based sales of XRP, which is incredible because this means that XRP is still being utilized every single day. This is huge. First off, let's mention a few things. One, I think that the leasing agreement is huge within this, which again, I think that that is the perfect plan for XRP. I think that if anybody's holding XRP, leasing would be the biggest opportunity for any individual holding XRP. This could be a huge opportunity, like I said. But also, as we do see a lot of on-demand liquidity continuing to break out and expand rapidly, and we see a lot more adoption of XRP, I do believe that the price of XRP after the settlement is going to increase significantly, not because of the adoption, not because of the utility, but solely because of all the factors leading to it. I mean, you got to remember that Ripple wants to IPO after a clean win. Not only do we see a Ripple IPO, which doesn't necessarily account to XRP, but we will continue to see XRP expand. We will see, major updates around XRP in terms of the XLS20 announcement with NFTs. We are going to see a lot more use case value within that area as well. We also see mass relistings. We see huge on-demand liquidity corridors launching in the United States, and we do see the current ones also continuously expanding. And again, partnerships. You got to remember, partnerships of XRP are also going to expand rapidly. We've been seeing a few domino effects within that area. This is a very interesting subject to look at. I mean, you got to remember that after the case is done, all the shackles are broken off of XRP and it's essentially unleashed. And what is going to be the price of that? What's going to be the value that XRP really kind of unlocks and moves that could account for a massive price value on it? No one knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen after the case is done. We just have to be patient and we have to wait for that. But I do think that we are nearing the end of this case. I think that going forward, we will see a clean win sometime within the next couple months, possibly into late 2023. But I do believe that this case is done. We just have to kind of wait now. We have to be a little bit patient, but everything is aligning perfectly around XRP, and I do believe that we are on this launch pad, fueling up, waiting for the big breakout news, and waiting for that huge move on the chart. And I told you guys, day in and day out, 1,700 plus days without a new all-time high. When we go into price discovery, buckle up because it's going to be a very exciting ride. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys have more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.